guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we will be doing part 3 of our series of stash busting. So to start off, this is how much we've completed of our bingo board that we're using loosely as we go along. Today's focus, I'm not gonna pick up everything that I was doing in last week's episode and continue to work on that. I'm gonna be doing a few sporadic projects just so I can get a few of the smaller scraps down in this video and maybe do some spring related crochet projects for the shop. And without further ado, let's get into that. So I already started doing some of the things that I wanted to make. So I made these 4 hearts in this dark green color, which I really like. I will show the picture here of what the yarn originally looked like, and this is how much yarn we now have. So this tiniest bit, I couldn't do anything with that really, but we will keep that to the side just in case I need an accent on something. It might be enough. So what I was thinking for these was another pair of fingerless gloves. I managed to make 4, which I'm really happy about because I can put one on the front and one on the other side, and then I can have 2 sides that I sew together, and then I get 1 pair of fingerless gloves. So this is sort of a St. Patrick's Day theme. Even though I know St. Patrick's Day was a few days ago now, I just wanted to do something spring-like, something around that kind of season, so I'm doing that. What I will be doing next is crocheting a border around them in this white color, this cream white color. Put a picture on the screen of that as well. So we are starting with about 76 grams of that white color. It's not all of the white color that we have. I do have other whites, but I think that's the only like solid white that's 100% wool, because these are 100% wool, and I want to keep the fiber content somewhat similar. So if you are buying, or if you are planning on buying, that you do know what's going into it, instead of, you know, like if I did a acrylic border and then just had wool in the middle, that's sort of the worst of both worlds when it comes to selling, because you can't say that it's wool free and you can't say that it's acrylic free. So basically, yeah, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna crochet the borders around, making 4 squares and then sewing them together. I'm not sure how big the squares are gonna be. I might just continue to work until I find it's big enough for my hand. So at the minute it's not quite big enough, but I do need to add that border. So yeah, I will get into that, and hopefully I will show you guys when I have done the borders on at least 2 of these. So guys, welcome back. It's another day and I've finished one of the gloves. I know I said I wasn't going to use acrylic to finish off the glove, but I didn't really have another choice. There wasn't another color that went with it, so I still have those 2 hearts I showed you before, but this is what the glove is looking like. I really like it, and yes, it is in honor of St. Patrick's Day, even though that's already passed. It will be a nice thing for next year, and also I just really like these colors together. I am just a green lover in general. So yes, we will do exactly the same thing again for the other hand, so I can use those hearts and crochet around them. If I remember, I will link this tutorial that I used in the description. It was quite good. So yeah, all I did for the rest of the hand warmer was about 2 rows of half double crochets on the bottom, and then 1 row of single crochet on the top, 1 row of half double crochets, and then 1 row of single crochets, and on the thumb hole I did 1 row of half double crochets and then 1 row of single crochets, and that all had decreasing at the edges, so that it's slightly decreased, but it's not like way too tight on the arm. So yeah, we will get into that now. So hi guys, welcome back. We are finally finished, and I've done both gloves and they look really nice. I don't know what it is with me and making these fingerless gloves at the minute, but I really like them. So yeah, there's one, and then you can imagine what the other one looks like easily. So a bit of admin work on our stash busting. We are finally down. So this is 38 grams, I think. I'll put it up on the screen just in case I'm wrong. And then I will insert a few photos of the other amounts of yarn because we actually got down a lot of yarn. Like I said before, we are almost complete with this dark green. There's like the tiniest, weeniest bit left. I think it would barely count as a gram. And then we only have like these few balls of this white color. I will put that on the screen how much we actually have left of it. But what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take this little ball and tie it on with the Russian knot to this other ball so that we only have 3 balls to keep track of, because otherwise, you know, that can be a bit hard. So I'm gonna match it to one I think matches the color lot the best, because it is natural wool, so the colors do differ obviously. And then for the green we have this much left. It's 6 grams, so I'm going to roll that up into a little mini ball. And then I'm not sure what we might do for the next one. I'm thinking another pair of fingerless gloves, another green pair with this yarn here, which I like the look of. I've wanted to get rid of this yarn. This is nice. So maybe this one and this one paired together. But the thing is, I'm not sure if this will make 4 hearts again, because as you saw, we started with 4 hearts. We managed to get 4 hearts out of 6 grams of the green yarn that we started with for these ones. But we have 6 grams of this, and I don't know if that's enough for 4 of these hearts, because this is like a slightly thicker yarn. I'm not quite sure if those measurements add up. I don't know if I'm willing to take the risk, but if I'm not, because I don't know how I'll be feeling later, this yarn is quite similar to this one. So hopefully if I find some more of that, I am going to make some more of these, and then hopefully I'll have 4 of those. And this yarn here, I will see if I have anything like a substitute, because I was thinking if I don't have enough to make 4 of these hearts with this yarn, I will make 2 and then make the other 2 with this, and then we will have 4. So it will just have to be like on one side there's this color, and then on the other side there's this color, which I do think would look really nice, but I'm not sure how many people that would appeal to, just because, you know, my style is a bit funky as it is, so you don't know what people would like. But without further ado, I think I am going to contemplate which color I'm going to use. I think I'm going to start with this green color, and then if we don't have enough to make 4, then I will use 2 that I made from the 4 that I was going to make, and then make 2 in this color, and then make all the outside border stuff in this color, and just see where we are at in yarn, how much yarn we have left. So I will update you guys when I have some hearts to show you. Hey guys, so I know I said that we were gonna jump straight into that, but I just weighed these one more time and put the hair clips on them. Random side note, I got some more hair clips in the mail, so I can finally have the remaining ones that I need so they don't get tangled in my yarn storage. So yeah, that's really good, but sadly this is 6 grams, and my last ball of yarn, well, my last green ball was 7 grams, so I can't actually make 4 hearts with this. But this one is actually 8 grams. I know they look so similar, but I can actually see that this one has slightly more yarn in it without needing to, you know, combine them and make the whole project look a bit funky. So I think I will be doing that, and I will be going with this. I will make the hearts out of this, and then this I will just have to set to the side for the minute, and then I will be using this white as the rest of the project. So these two go together. So yeah, this one is about 80-70% just wool, and then these bits are acrylic, and this one will be 100% acrylic. So yeah, I'm just trying to keep my fiber content sort of limited in the sense that it doesn't get too confusing, because if I'm using like wool for the bit at the top and then acrylic and then polyester and all those kind of things, it will just get really confusing, and then I'll have to list that all out. Or even if I give it to somebody as a gift, I would have to explain that all, like, oh, you can't wash it this way because of the wool, but you can't wash it this way because of the polyester. You get what I'm saying. So I will now make those hearts. I will make all 4 of those hearts and then show them to you, and then we can continue on with the rest of the base. So far we have destashed this amount of grams on day 2, where we actually finished the project. So yeah, without further ado, I will show you when I have made those 4 hearts. Okay guys, welcome back. I have made these 4 hearts. As you can see, I went up 0.25 of a millimeter because this yarn is slightly thicker. I think this is a DK and the other one was like a sport weight. I've just referencing this chart that I have that I got off Amazon, where you just sort of put your yarn there and see how big it is. I think the other one was 12 and this one's an 11. So yeah, I did just go up to a 4mm hook instead of the 3.5 that I was using before. So I have actually got a tiny bit of this left, so now I'm quite confused because I can put an image on the screen here, but this is 2 grams left, and this in its entirety is 6 grams. So hypothetically, we could actually use this to make 4 of these, but the other one used 7 grams, and to be honest, I'm not willing to risk it. But I mean, how come this used 6 grams and the other one used 7 grams when they're the same weight? Or even this one's like thicker. Surely that doesn't add up. Anyway, I'm not quite sure what to do with that information. But as for what I will be doing now, I will be crocheting the borders around these so I can turn them into panels and then turn them into fingerless gloves. And yeah, if you're interested in how long it's taken me, I did time only 1 of these, but the time was 10 minutes and 18 seconds. So we're rounding down, you know, rounding rule of thumb. So it took me 10 minutes per each of these. So this is 40 minutes of work here. And then yeah, I will time how long it takes me to crochet the border and then sew everything up. So I hope I will have an accurate time of how long everything takes me, because this alone's already taken 40 minutes. But you know, so I can see how long it takes me and then set a fair price for these if I do sell them. So yeah, without further ado, I will update you when I have finished a few of these borders. So we are back, guys, and I have finished this one of the heart squares, and I think it looks really nice up close especially, but it is a bit more gappy than this first one. Yes, we were using a 3.5 and here we're using a 4, but this is actually a chunkier yarn, but on camera it looks a lot more like filled in than it does in person. I don't know if you can like see the fact that it's got more holes in than the last one, and maybe if you do like a close-up, it's a lot easier to see. Like gaps between these stitches are a lot more prominent, like you can see my finger going through, rather than how this one just has gaps on the side. but I guess it's fine. It won't really matter in the long run, but it's just sort of annoying to me because I did size up the hook and also the yarn, so I thought it would be proportional. Anyway, it's not. So I'm not going to be sizing down. I'm going to continue to use the 4, but that's just a bit annoying. Anyway, this yarn was quite hard to work with because it's multi-stranded. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's like got many strands. It's so loosely spun together, and yeah. So I will continue to be doing those. If you're interested, this base did take me 30 minutes with weaving in this end. So, well, actually 28 minutes, but we're saying approximately 30 minutes, so 32 hours to just do these, and then 2 hours plus 40 means 2 hours 40. I'm looking at a rough estimate of 3.5 hours for one pair of fingerless gloves, which is a lot. I'm not saying it isn't a lot, it is a lot, but I mean, I could make one in a day and that would be the entire thing I did that day. So basically, people who say, oh, no, fingerless gloves, 15 minutes. No, guys, 3.5 hours. But anyway, I will continue to work on the border. I'm pulling from the center. At the minute, it looks quite fine, this ball. So yeah, I will update you guys when I've either finished another one of these squares or when I've finished all 4. This might be the last check-in for the day or the one before the last check-in of the day because it's getting quite late. It's about 5 o'clock, which isn't that late, but I mean for a working day of crocheting, it's pretty late. So yeah, I will get back to you guys with that. Hey, hi guys, we are back. Yes, it is another day. I know I said I would update you before I stopped for the day, but I forgot. So yeah, we are finished with these finally. I spent a few hours on them yesterday and then about 10 minutes today, well 20 minutes, just sort of finishing them up. I really like how they turned out. And yeah, I think they're really nice, really good stash buster. So this white yarn is now a bit like deflated. You can see the cake's not what it used to be. So that's 55 grams now instead of what it was originally. And then the brown yarn that I used is now 7 grams instead of 18. So that's good as well. So in total, I will put that up on the screen when I take the picture of how much these weigh, because I do that as well to really emphasize and make sure that I know how much I've used. So that will be on the screen there. And yeah, I really like them. And they took forever because I timed myself this time, even though I didn't do that last time, and I'm going off the assumption that they take the same amount of time. So these gloves alone took me, when I was stopping and starting the stopwatch, 3 hours and 41 minutes and 46 seconds. So round that up to 3 hours and 42 minutes. So that is a long time for a pair of fingerless gloves. Yes, they're really nice, but they're crochet, so they do even take a shorter amount of time than knitting. So yeah, it's quite a time investment just for something small like this, but I do think they look really nice. And yeah, I will get back to you when I figure out what I want to do for our next project. I think we should do some more fingerless gloves, because then we can finish off this video doing just a fingerless glove video, which would be fun. So we can get onto something in the next video, and then we will be done making these green fingerless gloves. So yeah, I'll let you know when I have some colors in mind. I know I didn't tell you guys about this color here, but I was in my stash and it was on the table, so I decided to use it. Yes, it's not a green, but there wasn't enough of any of the greens to go around the border, so I decided to use this brown, but I do think it looks very nice. So yeah, I'll let you know when I've picked out some colours for the next one. So I have finally picked out a colour palette, based on a few factors, what I'd already gotten out, little scraps, what I thought could actually make a fingerless glove set with the heart, obviously. And yeah, those were my factors. So I have a few contenders. I know I want to use this green here. It looks a lot darker on camera, but it is a sort of emerald green, sort of moss green, quite dark in real life anyway. And then I want to use this colour here, which I think I have enough of, for the ribbing. So the bit around the top and the thumb hole and the bottom. And then I think I want to use either this colour here to tie it all together as the main base colour, or again this white here. So these are wool, but only a very small percent, I think like 20%. So I wouldn't mind if I paired it with either one of these 100% acrylics. So yeah, I think I will start making the hearts for this, and I will update you when I've done that. Just a heads up, this is 17 grams here on the screen. That's with the little clip, so more like 15 grams. And then this one is, I'll put the grams up on the screen. I think it was like 20-30 grams. Anyway, it'll be up on the screen. And this one, like we said before, that is 55, which I've now caked. So hopefully you can see it's a lot smaller looking. And I did have a few knotting problems because this yarn knots really easily, but we'll figure that out later. So yeah, I will make some of these hearts. I will either be making the hearts with a 4mm or a 3.75, which I have been. So I used the 3.75 for the first one and then a 4mm for the second pair because they were obviously different yarns. So I did need a slightly different hook. So I will measure that on here, see if it's either a DK or a worsted. And then I will make some hearts and show you guys. So a little update for you guys, I am going to be using my 3.5 because when I measured it, it was closer to a sport weight than a DK, and that makes the most sense for me. So I will make all 4 of the hearts, come back and show you guys. So welcome back guys, I've crocheted all 4 of these little hearts now. So you can see I have 4 there. So I have decided for the main body I'm going to be using this cream colour. I was debating if I was going to use this acrylic or the wool, but I think the cream goes better with the dark colour as well as the brown. So yeah, that's what I will be using for the borders. So I will do that and get back to you when I have all 4 of these done, probably tomorrow, but we'll see how we go with time. As you already know, the last ones took me 3 hours and 40 minutes. So it does take quite a long time, but yeah, I will go do that now. Hi guys, welcome back. It's now day 3 of filming this. Yes, we didn't get an update in yesterday because I finished what I was doing at that time and then I just went to sleep. So yeah, anyway, it took me most of today. It's now about 4 o'clock to actually finish these gloves that I'm about to show you. But yeah, we have finished them, so I think they look really nice. It's showing up quite similar to what it actually looks like in person, and these are slightly smaller than the other ones, but they do still fit the same hand size. I don't know how exactly to describe it, but they are the same size technically. So these are the 3 projects that we managed to complete in this video. Here are the ones we just made, and then the ones we made first, and then the ones we made in the middle. Yeah, they're really nice. Look, we've got a whole fan's worth of fingerless gloves. Anyway, into the statistics for this week's video. In total, we destashed 104 grams. I'll show it up on the screen there. And we made some progress, a lot of progress on our little yarn scraps. So I only have 5 grams of the brown yarn left. And then of the green yarn, I think I have about 12 grams left of that. And for the white yarn, we have like 36 grams of that. So that is loads of progress. And so far, I think the most, or the second most we've made in this whole series of how much we've actually destashed is 104 grams, and that I am certain of because I just weighed these 3 together and I know that's how much we destashed. So as a whole, I'm very happy with how much we managed to get done in this video. I know it takes me a lot longer to make things than the average crocheter, but 3 projects in one video is still pretty good as far as things go. I'd say my favorite one is, I don't know if I can pick, but I'd say the softest one is this one because it has no wool content at all. The fastest one is this one, which we just made, taking a total of 3 hours and 7 minutes as I got quicker as I've gone along. And the first one, I like these color combinations the most out of the 3. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. If you like this video, please give this video a like and hit the subscribe button if you want to see more from me. Bye!